This is the untold story of the Falacarius bloodline, one of mystery, magic and a monster nobody should ever hear about again. Now, this whole video has been one big mystery so far, but here's the truth. I am not a professional storyteller, nor have I ever even been to Sardinia. But what I do have are two things you might recognize: a love for unsolved mysteries and a last name that coincidentally matches the creepy legends of an Italian village. You see, my great-grandparents immigrated to the United States from the small town of Sulo, which happens to be where all of this started. So growing up, I heard tales of this family history, specifically the myth of a winged lion beast. No, it was never explained how a lion could fly, but I distinctly remember hearing stories of it until the day I died. No, wait, until the day I was 13 years old. That's when I decided to look into it, starting with a simple Google search: was the Falacari a real animal? As I scrolled through Wikipedia pages and forum posts, I learned more than I bargained for, like how the name Falacari is not just a beast, it's also a literal witch. See, Donna Falacarius was accused of controlling wolves, producing endless gold coins from her sleeves, turning villagers into swine, and most terrifying of all, having an affair with the aforementioned Falacarius, creating a child who could shape-shift at will. But then I found something else: the promise of a cursed family heirloom. I was hooked. And though I didn't know it yet, I would spend nearly 10 years uncovering the truth behind the Falacarius witch, the Falacarius Beast and the Falacarius Knights. What I uncovered shocked me. Now though, I'm gonna need your help to uncover the rest. We learned about the Falacarius Beast. But who were the Falacarius people? And does their lineage continue today? Well, yes, but not without a hitch. You see, the Falacarius Beast was never proven to be real, but sightings continued for centuries. I mean, who wouldn't report seeing a lion-like creature with eagle wings, burning red eyes and an otherworldly roar? It sounded scary. Plus, no one knew how long it had been lurking in the Sardinian mountains. But these elders also left us clues. They claimed the Falacarius used to guard a sacred spring that bestowed immortality. Was this a fountain of youth or something darker? And who was this mysterious creature watching over it? Here's what we know. First, the name itself may come from the Latin word falax, meaning a deceitful. Why? Because this beast was always hiding in the mist. Second, some believe it was a fallen angel that chose a spring near the village of Sulo to reside. After all, the original witch came from here. So perhaps this Falacarius was her familiar, her magical companion. But the theory I find most interesting comes from scientists who claim the Falacarius may have been a real animal altogether. And I don't mean like Bigfoot real. I mean like actually scientifically proven. According to Dr. David Ceratops, there were many creatures throughout history that looked like lions with wings. For example, a relative of Ankylosaurus in North America called Boreapelta mark-machelli had feathers instead of scales and likely resembled a majestic lion-like bird. Then there's Archaeopteryx, a German fossil that proves dinosaurs evolved into birds. Maybe the Nuragic civilization in Sardinia witnessed something similar and wrote about it in their own way. But we may never know for sure. Introduces us to Donna Falacarius, the witch who haunted Monte Linas. How did she fit into all of this? Well, first off, her last name is the same as mine, which freaked me out. Coincidence? I don't know. But according to legend, she was born with powers unlike any other. Villagers claimed she could change the weather, control animals, and heal the sick. But after practicing dark arts, she became dangerous. One stormy night in 1389, Donna Falacarius was found guilty of cursing the Lord of Sulo. Allegedly, she made his pigs flee into the sea and destroyed his crops. When the judge asked for her punishment, a woman spoke up and claimed she had seen Donna fly away on the back of a lion-like beast. The court erupted. Everyone wanted the witch put to death. But the curious part is Donna was nowhere to be found. The next morning, villagers went to her house, but she had vanished. There was no sign of struggle, no open windows, no footprints outside. She simply disappeared. Some say she was taken by the Falacari, while others point to her amulet, a silver pendant said to give its wearer supernatural abilities. In fact, witnesses swore they saw Donna commanding wolves across the land. But where did she go and how did she escape? No one knows for sure. But before leaving, she allegedly cursed everyone with her final words. No Falacarius shall know peace until the amulet returns to the mountain. Could she be warning us about her descendants, or was she just trying to scare them away? Tells the story of the Falacarius Knights and their legendary gold. But before I tell you about the treasure, let's talk about the curse. Remember Donna Falacarius's last words? No Falacarius shall know peace until the amulet returns to the mountain. Could she be responsible for our modern-day misfortunes? For example, I've experienced strange events when researching this topic. At one point, my computer randomly shut down 3 times in a row, completely erasing all of my progress. Then the scariest thing happened. My apartment flooded and all of my notes were ruined. I felt hopeless. Was the Falacarius curse coming after me? Then I met a paranormal expert. He advised me to cleanse my home with sage, drink protective crystals-infused water, and avoid talking about the curse aloud. I'll leave it up to you as to whether or not those methods worked, but I can confirm this: I finished the script for the video. But speaking of finishing, let's talk about treasure, because according to legend, the Falacari helped the Knights Templar hide gold in the Argenta caves during the 12th century. The problem was when the order got disbanded in 1311, many fled to Sardinia, believing it would be a safe haven. But it wasn't. King James II confiscated all of their belongings, including a mysterious book known as the Libro de Falacarius. Supposedly it contains maps and codes leading to hidden vaults throughout the island, each filled with relics and gold from the Byzantine Empire. Not only that, but a crown said to belong to a forgotten king and a map leading to more hidden vaults. Is any of this really true? Your guess is as good as mine, but the legend goes that the Templars were trying to escape persecution by the Catholic Church. They allied themselves with local Nuragic people who trusted the Falacari to hide their valuables. But who were the Falacari? Unfortunately, almost nothing is known about them except that they were a powerful family during the Middle Ages and later converted to Christianity. We don't know if they were related to the Nuragic civilization, but we do know that they played an important role in helping the Templars hide their treasure. And to this day, rumor says only one Falacari descendant knows its location. And finally, Chapter 4 brings us to the present day. After discovering all of these myths and legends, I couldn't stop thinking about the Falacari curse. So I decided to travel to Sardinia and see if I could solve it. Now, this is where I need your help, because I have prepared 3 possible scenarios based on viewer feedback. Scenario 1, I travel to the village of Swolo and discover that the Falacari curse is real. The second scenario, I meet a living Falacari descendant and learn the truth about their family history. And finally, scenario number 3, I find evidence that the Falacari were a real animal. Now, you're going to have to watch the bonus footage to decide which path we take, because I've already filmed all of the footage for each of them. Let me know which direction you want to see the story go by commenting below. Now, trust me, the outcome will shock you. But before I reveal the final mystery, let's explore a little bit more about the Falacari legend. What we do know is that the Falacari were an ancient people who lived in Sardinia around 1800 BC. They were a matriarchal society with a strong connection to nature. The Falacari believed that everything in the natural world was interconnected, and they lived in harmony with the environment. They respected all living things and believed that they had a duty to protect the balance of nature. One of the most iconic symbols of the Falacari culture is the Well of Urdas, a sacred spring that was said to have healing powers. According to legend, the water from the well could cure any illness or injury, and it was guarded by a fearsome beast known as the Falacarius. The Falacarius was a creature with the body of a lion and the wings of an eagle, and it was said to be incredibly fierce and protective of the well. Those who tried to steal the water from the well or harm the Falacarius were said to be cursed. Another important aspect of Falacari culture was their reverence for the dead. They believed that death was just a transition to another realm, and they honored their ancestors by building burial chambers in the form of giant tombs. These tombs were often decorated with intricate carvings and paintings depicting scenes from their daily lives as well as their beliefs about the afterlife. Overall, the Falacari were a fascinating and mysterious civilization whose legacy continues to live on in modern-day Sardinia. Their reverence for nature, their belief in the interconnectedness of all living things, and their respect for the dead are lessons that we can all learn from today. Thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery and mystery. Until next time, keep exploring the world with curiosity and wonder. Who knows what amazing discoveries await us all?